Okay, so in my original review of this movie, I really didn't go over Lord Shen enough, but I have realized since then that Lord Shen is actually one of the better animated villains of movie history. So this video will be focused on him and explain why he makes such a good villain. He also has a really great theme. The music in this movie was incredible. One of my favorite parts about this movie is its color palette, all perfectly encompassing the movie's themes, from where Shifu resides being the color of green to symbolize peace, to how red seems to follow Lord Shen everywhere. The use of color is brilliantly done throughout the film. You can even see it in the characters' designs. Poe's eyes are green and Shen's eyes are red. Red is the color of war and green is the color of peace. Their eye colors show how each sees the world. Their character their character designs are so incredibly done, you only need to see a photo of them to understand their personality and what they are about. Lord Shen is completely white save for a black beak. This is because he represents the darkness and the light. The city he came from and his family were all peaceful, while Shen was always darker and more violent. He is only one side of the yin and yang symbol. Meanwhile, Poe shows traits of both sides of the symbol. Also, despite the symbol being so heavily used in the franchise, it was only ever actually named once by Oogway in the third movie. But back to the importance of color. White and China can symbolize a few different things. Purity is one. At one point, Shen was innocent, saying that his father used to let him play by the throne, but he has changed from that. White can also be a closer symbolism to death or mourning, and Shen definitely brings death, possibly causing the deaths of the most people in this entire franchise. Lord Shen is a character constantly in pain. In his eyes, when his parents banished him, it was an act of hatred. He came to the conclusion that his parents never loved him. The feeling of being unwanted leads Shen to feel that he is unlovable and not deserving of it. The soothsayer tries to tell Shen that his parents truly did love him, and perhaps Shen does know this, but he lives in the past. The hole left in him by his parents is something he has been trying to fill his whole life, but is unable because he is going about it wrong, living in the past. One of this film's messages and the last film's messages were living in the moment, a belief held in Taoism, a spiritual tradition that originated in China, that now is the most important time. Oogway's most famous quote, of course, being,
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
Poe does learn this lesson at the end of the movie, saying, "You are who you choose to be now." Poe accepted what his past was. He understands he doesn't know the future, but he can change the now. Shen lives in the past, dwelling on his parents' decision to banish him. Shen uses his experiences to fight Poe. In their second confrontation, he tells Poe, "Your parents didn't love you." Shen is trying to use what hurt him so much to hurt Poe, and it works, causing Poe to stop and to get hit by the cannon. However, once Poe found out about everything, he just tries talking to Shen, seeing him as an incredibly sad and damaged soul. Now, this next moment is often debated about. Was Shen trying to kill Poe or himself or both of them? The theory comes in as Shen cuts all the ropes, which causes the weapon to fall, killing him. Him cutting the ropes I believe to be symbolic of him cutting out everyone in his life, his parents, the soothsayer, even the wolf, everyone who was good to him, and that caused his downfall. Some theories say Shen was purposely cutting the ropes because he didn't want to live anymore, understanding the true gravity of his life's actions, or maybe understanding that his armies were all gone and it's only him now. I've also heard that Poe was just going easy on him, which I think is true because it does look more like he's just defending himself than fighting back, but I also think Poe is not used to this fighting style of having so many knives getting thrown at him. Shen is the best villain in the franchise. Number one, he is just so well done. Every scene he is in, you can feel all the pain in him. He is also connected to Poe's backstory, making him an interesting dynamic between the two, not seen in the other movies. Poe lost his family, but he found a new family who took him in and loved him, while poor Shen was left alone. Shen is also animated really well. I have to imagine how difficult it was to do all the fighting scenes with his feathers interacting with his ropes and all his weapons. Also, not to mention that this guy is threatening. He can hold his own quite well. Shen has intelligence, but no wisdom. It's hard to watch this movie sometimes because it is so dark and so sad, but it is also so powerful and teaches us lessons about living in the now and how it is us who choose who we are. Well, that's all I got for today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.